Are we up? I think we're up. Miss Rogers, are you tired?
I'm tired.
You look tired.
It's Friday.
You look awful. Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, there's the bell. Okay. Or the whistle.
We're
or whatever
good.
that is.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, you guys, this one is called Hello. How have you been?
Oh.
How have you been? Did you
I've been
notice how I said
tired.
that? How?
Wait a minute. Why is there
How
that
you been?
comma in the sky?
It's not a
wait.
comma. It's called an
Sorry.
apostrophe. Okay, so really the way it is how, have. How, have, H-A-V-E. How have you been? This is what we call the present perfect tense. So what this means is from the last time I saw you until now. So it's very similar to how are you?
Yes.
How are you?
Yes.
No, how are you?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Fine.
I'm fine.
Fine.
I'm fine.
Well,
I'm tired.
Okay, tired, right? So right? But if I say, how have you been? How have you been from the last time I saw you until now? What's gone on, right? Your kid's okay.
We're
Your husband's
okay.
okay. Family's okay.
We're okay.
Your dog is okay.
Yes.
Yeah, still sleeping
We're
in the
well.
bed, right? Okay. So this is how it goes. Hello, how have you been? So if I haven't seen you for a long time, maybe even for a week or 2 weeks, I might say, how have you been? And then I say this, it's so good to see you.
Oh, thanks.
It's so good. Now, do you notice the S here and the S here? It's so good. So I don't want to say it's eso, right? It's so. It's so good to see you.
Okay.
It's so good to see you. Okay. Every time you see me or Miss Rogers on campus, you can say, "It's so good to see you."
And then we can say, How have you been?
How have you been?
How have you been?
Your teeth. How have you been? How have you been? How have you been? Okay. And a lot of people say, "Just fine." Just fine. 100% fine. Even if my house caught on fire last night and everything is terrible, I might say, just fine.
Because you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
It's a good answer if you don't want to say,
fine.
I'm fine.
Just fine. Okay.
Just
so,
fine.
do you want to know how this goes? Let me see if there's any. Oh, we're going to have to move.
Move us.
Yeah,
Okay.
just, there we go.
That's a weird looking frog. Okay.
Ooh, that is
Hi,
weird.
how are you?
It doesn't even have a question mark. Okay, well, anyway. All right. Let me do this. The part on the left.
I haven't seen this before,
All right.
so we'll.
I'll do it with you.
Okay.
You're gonna like this.
Good.
1, 2, ready. Hello, how have you been? It's so good to see you. It's good to see you. How have you been? Just fine.
Oh,
hello, how have you been? Hello, how have you been? Hello, how have you been? Just fine. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. It's good to see you. How have you been? Just fine. You like that?
I do. How have you been?
How have you been?
Now I'm trying to say it
How
fast.
have you been? I guess you can say how have you been?
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 How have you been? Just fine. Okay, let's try it again. Ready?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'll do both parts with you.
Okay, and I'll just do mine.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Hello, how have you been? It's so good to see you. It's good to see you. How have you been? Just fine. Hello, how have you been? Hello, how have you been? Hello, how have you been? Just fine. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. How have you been?
Just fine. Hello, how have you been? It's so good to see you. It's good to see you. How have you been? Just fine.
Hello, how have you been?
Hello, how have you been? Hello, how have you been? Just fine. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see how you've been.
Just fine. So this one is it's good.
It's good to see you.
I mean, you could say it's so good to see you.
Oh, did I add the so?
You added the so. Which is fine. Just fine.
It's just fine?
Just fine. Okay, this time I'm not going to help you, okay? Can you do it?
I can try.
Okay, and then when you get to this part,
hello,
say
how
it
have you
3
been?
times. Hello,
Got it.
how have you been? I'll just count.
Okay.
Ready. Hello, how have you been? It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. How have you been?
Just fine.
Hello, how you been? Hello, how you been? Hello, how you been?
Just fine. Oh, it's me. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. How you been?
Just fine. Hello, how have you been? It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. How have you been?
Just fine.
Hello, how have you been? Hello, how you been? Hello, how have you been?
Just fine. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. How you been?
Just fine. That's so nice.
That is.
So if you haven't seen someone for a while, hello, how have you been?
You know what? We should challenge the kids.
Yes.
I think their challenge is to go up to people that are not their friends and say,
Hello, how have you been?
uh-huh,
Should they say, it's so good to see you?
it's so good to see you.
Hello, how have you been? It's so good to see you. In fact, can everyone say this to Mr. Galbraith?
Yes.
And Miss
Okay.
and Miss Dauberful, maybe?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Galbraith and Miss Dauberful. And if you say it to them, we're hoping that they're going to come back to Mr. Lang and say,
Or Miss
your
Rogers.
kids are talking so good.
They keep saying, how have you been?
They keep saying how you've been. It's so good to see you. And so if they come back, I think they might earn a reward, right?
Yes.
Right?
Miss Rogers will buy you a pizza and donuts. That's so nice of you, Miss. And we have it on video.
No.
Thank you, Miss Rogers.
I need to sleep at the bank if that happens. Something else. We'll figure it out.
Well, something.
They'll earn a
Everyone
reward.
gets a pencil.
I've got pencils.
Okay, well then.
I'll give you a pencil.
Hello. So all we have to say is hello. How have you been?
Yeah.
It's so good to see you.
So I'm Mr. Galbraith. Hold on, let me be
Okay.
Mr. Galbraith.
Win the day.
I'm on my phone.
Win the day.
On my cart.
Win the day. Jumbo.
You.
Say Jumbo.
Jumbo.
He always says Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Hello. How have you been? It's so good to see you. I'm a student. Hello. How have you been? It's so good to see you.
Oh, I'm good. How are you, young man?
Win the day.
Do it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. Challenge accepted. Wait. Bye. Wait. Is it time to say bye?
It is. Goodbye. So long. Farewell.